Hey everyone. So I took a hiatus from writing in early October 2020. The reason I did this was out of necessity. Basically, I needed to prioritize other activities with my time, studying and career things unrelated to writing. It's July now, so that's 9 solid months that I did no writing. I didn't even open Word files, I didn't look at any of my novels, didn't even jot down ideas. I wouldn't say it was due to writer's block. Really, again, it was just that I had to prioritize other things with my time, other studies. The thing with writing for me is that I have to be focused on a project in order to get it to good quality. I can't put in 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. I have to put in 5 hours a day, basically, to get into the flow. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you know what I mean. So the last scene I was working on was a climactic battle for for A Puppet's Piece, the sequel to The Star Master's Son. I did have some struggle in trying to give it a good hook throughout the scene, and admittedly, some inspiration hit me a few weeks ago, and that caused me to start peeking back into my old Scrivener file. So what inspired me was entering Hugh Howey's self-published science fiction competition. Now, I actually saw it randomly on Twitter. I just entered it and I felt really inspired to write a little bit more. I was actually hoping to write last weekend, but I didn't find the time. So, one thing to do if you're stuck in a writing rut is use your work in a way you didn't expect to. For example, send it to a contest, create a music playlist for it. Just be creative in a way that doesn't necessarily involve writing itself. The other thing is don't try to go from 0 to 60. I started by looking back at my writing a few weeks ago, but I didn't attempt a full scene until last night. I wrote about 1,300 words according to Scrivener. It wasn't even a full scene, wasn't complete, but I got down the essential plot, so now I can just build it from there. And quality-wise, it honestly didn't seem noticeably better or worse than my previous stuff. And it was an uphill battle during the first hour, I'm not gonna lie. Largely because my scenes are so damn tech-heavy, there's so many rules I made that I have to follow. It's dauntingly complicated. What helped me a lot was actually reading through a battle scene from the first novel, the previous novel, The Star Master's Son. And this is really nerdy, but I also watched that old classic scene from Superman 2. It's where he loses his powers and then he returns to the Fortress of Solitude. He's trying to get his powers back. He's crying out to his dad. All hope seems lost, but then he sees that green crystal. It's still there for him, and, he gets back his powers and everything's good. So writing will still be there for you. Hell, I've been writing since spring 2002. It's been with me through thick and thin. But I've never taken a 9-month hiatus like this before. But I was okay. It'll be there, even if you take some time off. I think back to what Iron Man says at the end of part 3. He'll always be Iron Man. So, I'm always going to be a writer. Even if I were rich, I would still do it. Hopefully for you, you can see that it's not so bad to get back into it. Just do it slowly. Get inspired by a movie, a song, a book. For me, writing is also a spiritual thing. Probably a way for me to manage my insanity. Maybe there's a spiritual element you can find to it too. Anyways, let me know if you're struggling to get back into writing. Curious to hear your guys' stories, see what worked for you, what didn't work for you, why you stopped writing in the first place, that sort of stuff. Lastly, shout out to my boy Hugh Howey. Thank you for putting up that contest. Oh, and I also forgot to mention I drank a shitload of coffee, so coffee definitely helps.